Okay. Hi, everybody. Well, it's past curfew in Washington D.C. now, so I hope everybody there is watching our show safe at home. Um,
And guess what? It's Wednesday.
and what does that mean?
On Wednesday, we wear pink.
Obviously. So
So
you have been excited for this episode.
I absolutely have. And um, for those of you who have seen this episode, you will totally understand the reference. See, da, 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 da. And I also, I have to share. I have to share. I'm going to share a thing.
Yeah, please.
Just really a hot minute. See, because Mean Girls. And you will totally understand the reference once we get through to that part of the story for tonight. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, absolutely. So
So,
I'm excited to finding out what the what the relevance is because you've been going on about Mean Girls like all week, and I'm like, I can't wait to see what that's all about.
although of course you won't completely, you'll understand the concept of it. You won't completely get the reference, and it's just a superficial reference, but also pink. It's a thing. And so we're watching Firefly this week, and the
Yes,
episode is Shindig.
yes, indeed, the long-awaited Shindig. This is apparently a popular episode because you have been chomping at the bit for it, and I've and a couple of other people last week when we were watching the Deep Space Nine episode, and we said next week is Firefly Shindig. People were like, "Oh boy, Shindig!" So,
I will
like,
tell you, this is not my favorite episode. It's up there, but it's not my favorite episode.
cool. But okay, well, but it is of the episodes we have watched so far. It is the one that you have seemed to me the most
Yes.
visibly excited about.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. So, for those of you watching along, because Dana is watching an illegal pirated copy,
You are
that
such a terrible liar.
I know you're not. I know. Um,
I know. I mean, you need more practice. You're just not very good at it.
oh well, I'll work on that. Um,
Okay.
because Dana is watching a copy without the introductory voiceover at the beginning. All of you who are watching on Hulu or somewhere or watching another version of the episode that does have the introductory voiceover, and for this episode, Mal is giving the voiceover, and he's sort of giving you the 30-second summary of the premise of the show and who everybody is.
Is
You
it
want to?
Mal?
Yeah, well, this time it's Mal. The
Oh,
previous
okay.
times it's been Book, but this time it's Mal. And so you want to skip ahead to the end of that, and on Hulu that is at either it's 37 seconds in or alternately 43 minutes and 58 seconds remaining. So that's the point that you want to skip to and then leave it paused there, and that's where we'll start from so that me and Dana are all synced up while we watch it together, and all of you are all synced up with us, and we can watch the episode together. So there we go.
So
um,
sorry, John Burns. Yeah. And one of the other things I said is we will probably want to talk about all of the brouhaha. But because there are going to be people, hopefully there will be people watching this later on.
yes,
We're going to punt all of that. So if you have questions or thoughts, please, please, please don't just leave them in chat. Like make a note of them or something for later. And then after, as we're talking about the episode afterwards, I'm sure we'll intersperse that with some of the discussion about things that have gone on today and
yes,
just stuff that's going on, current events.
absolutely.
Matthew,
Yeah.
I am not going to tell you until we get there, but
Ooh,
I'm
that's
really
exciting.
looking forward to my favorite episode.
The
There aren't very
suspense.
many to choose from, so so if you guess, I'm not gonna confirm it. I will just I'm gonna let it slide because otherwise you would just have to guess like
You can neither
11
confirm nor
times.
deny.
So yes. So and that way anybody who's watching later is like, well, I don't want to watch the episode. Why wouldn't want to watch the episode along with us? And
Right.
and talk at the and see what we have to say at the commercial breaks.
That's right. Yeah.
But
So
you totally have that option to skip after the episode for all the politics talk.
absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, we're going to watch the episode and do our usual thing first, and then when it's over, if anybody in the live chat wants to talk politics, we can do that.
We totally will.
We totally will, because there are a few things going on. There have been certain events today of a political nature
You don't say.
that
And
are
yesterday.
and yeah that oh and yesterday. Yeah, the good news was yesterday. Actually, the
Maybe I
good news
can
was today too, because go ahead.
maybe I can show my collection.
That would be awesome.
I have a
Okay.
collection, you guys, but let's watch the
Let's
episode
let's watch
first.
the episode, then Dana can show off her collection, and then we can talk about, if you want, if those of you who are watching live, if you want to talk politics and talk about what's going on in DC today, and then the Georgia runoffs and all that stuff, we can talk about that for a while, and the episode and everything. So okay, so once again, if you're watching on Hulu or another streaming service, I
Oh
am
no,
paused.
time out. I'm so sorry.
Please Trek. Well, or Firefly. Let's do Firefly since that's the show we're watching.
Come back next week for Trek.
Yeah,
We'll
Trek.
watch
Yeah,
that.
Deep.
We'll watch another DS9
Yeah,
episode.
Deep Space Nine is next week. But yeah, so once again, if you're watching on a streaming service and you're watching an episode that has the introductory voiceover at the beginning,
Skip
I
it.
skip it. And for me that is 37 seconds in, so I'm at 0:37 on the counter. And Dana, are you ready?
I am so ready.
All right,
See?
everybody. Everybody get ready, and I will
Da,
count
da,
this.
da.
I will count us in from 3. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
Thank you, beautifulest one.
Yeah, thank you, beautifulest one. I'm glad it worked.
Blah 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 blah.
Oh, it's Future Pool for ball failure. Boy, that happens to everybody sometimes. Ooh, it's Future Pool. It got noises and everything.
Money, 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 money.
Money. Ugh. You stole from a slaver?
Da-da-da, and there's a fight.
Action!
Woo! Here we go. Can we say ye and ha?
Yeah.
Change switch 6.
Oh, nice. Oh, I thought he was going to snap mirror him.
No, it's just a brawl. Come on,
Oh.
man.
Nothing fancy. Oh, shit.
Yeehaw!
More like a hot open. Am I right? Yes, a random geek.
That was hardly a ballroom. Let's be honest.
Blitz, a ballroom blitz.
No spoilers. Actually, they can, because they can put you in a prison underground. Da da da. Then there's no sky for you.
Boy, I sure hope all of these people appear in the episode. Hey, Deralta Trekkie.
Well, they didn't kill the slavers. They just, did the go on, take your money and run.
They just beat him up. They just beat him.
They
just beat him the hell up.
Okay, so we're right at the nice little pan past the Serenity.
Right, just back from the opening credits, yeah.
Shiny. He gets to sing about that.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah, but that happens everywhere. We avoid people. That's a thing that we do.
Especially now.
Foreshadowing. Ah! He's so cute. I love Wash. Touch screens from back in the day.
Yeah. Space Tinder.
Dude, script it first. Bless your little heart.
Swipe left.
He is indeed, Everlyn. Steve, where are you at on Hulu? Joe's asking.
I am at about 5:35 in.
She oughta on this one.
Then why'd you say afternoon?
Maybe if you did, you'd have more money, Mal.
Walked right into that one.
I'm dead. I'm dead. Don't tell him that.
Banter.
Well, Joe McClory, but mostly it's about the little shrimpy things. I'm telling you. See?
It's pink. I can hurt you.
I don't like hearing about the girl that I like being with other men because I'm a jealous type. Oh.
That was real smooth. Something I said.
Didn't mean it like that. Hey, Joe, any of them would look really nice in a slinky dress, I think.
I think Mal would look really good in a slinky dress. You say what? They're all quite fit. I'm just saying. Oh,
He'd
hi.
have to have a very, very fine hat.
Yes.
Exactly, Corey. Oh, I'm more concerned about the shoulder to waist ratio, Joe. That's what's important.
That's a trick, is it?
Aw, Jane has manners now. Jane's got feelings now.
he's
And manners.
he's growing as a
Whoa.
person.
Character development. Joss Whedon style. Oh, wonder where he'll be. Let's think about this.
What may be a place we've established already in the episode?
That would be convenient.
It would, wouldn't it? Ooh la la. Ditch the peace, Lord Cortland. Atherton Wing. That is the name of a Rod Serling character, if I have ever heard one. And that's all I have to say to you. You didn't have to come right out and say it.
I don't like you.
You were rude to me. And then Batman crashes through the skylight.
It's so crowded. Ugh.
Yeah, I know. How can anybody have any room to dance? They're all bumping into each other. You belong to the city. You belong to the night. Okay, three, two, one, pause. And I am paused at 14:38 in, and that is 29:57 to go for everybody who needs the time code. So the fancy ball,
Fancy, fancy, fancy.
the fancy ball.
So, what do you think so far?
It has promise. It looks like it has the potential to be a very fun episode. I mean, obviously these
Fancy,
are
fancy costumes!
yeah,
Yay!
and they're the types of characters, with the exception of Inara, who is used to moving in these kinds of circles. The rest of them, they're not fancy party people. You know, I
Fish out
mean,
of water store.
they're yeah, exactly. You know, or putting them in a very uncomfortable situation. That's always a recipe for fun, especially on a show like this that already has a pretty good sense of humor. So yeah, and and it's a caper. It's a it's like
We've
doing a
got Badger.
doing a job. Yeah, right. Who? Yeah. Oh, I can't remember that actor's name, but yeah, because he's like Nate's arch nemesis in Leverage too, right? What's his name in that? Silver.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. Yes. Yes, he's
Yeah.
a great he's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that you wouldn't cast him to play, you know, like the caring like guidance counselor in the inner city high school. You know what I mean? Like
Badger, 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 Badger.
he's definitely the bad guy.
We haven't gotten to that one yet, Joe. Badger 69.
Mark Shepard.
No, 89.
Thank
sorry.
you, some random. Thank you, some random geek. Mark Shepard is the actor.
And of course, opinions no one cares about pointed out that he, basically he alluded to her profession in a derogatory way.
Yes, but a very classy derogatory way.
No, I mean just an indirect. I guess some people think that's classy. No, it's not. It's you can no.
Oh, you're welcome, beautifulest one. I'm glad that the stuffy videos were were helpful to you.
And luminous.
And luminous.
So yeah, and Kaylee, yes, and of course, hence the pink.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
it's Wednesday, and on Wednesday we wear pink.
She's wearing pink.
Yeah, yeah. I do. I mean, I love the trope of the obviously gorgeous woman who nobody thinks is gorgeous until they see her wearing like a particular until she lets her hair down or she's wearing a fancy dress, and then all of a sudden everybody's like, it's like, did you not see how gorgeous she was before?
Yeah,
like.
I don't think that's the trope here. Because you don't see Mal looking at her like that. Nobody looks at her like she's gorgeous.
Well, that's
because
true.
She's wearing that dress.
That birthday cake of a dress.
I know. It really is. So unless you have a coup to go to, then you wear a red cap. Oh my God, they're red caps.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, series. Corey, you're absolutely right. I mean, I am really proud of their makeup and special effects people because they worked really hard to make her look just passably beautiful instead of having passed her at Dragon Con when she's wearing makeup. She looks like an actress, but I'm just like,
holy shit.
Exactly. Damn, girl. Woo. And but normally they make her, and I think they still do. She looks cute rather than Inara style gorgeous,
glamorous. Yeah,
exactly. Great. Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. I would say they have different experiences, and we do get some allusions throughout the storyline that Keely has been through some tough times. Mm-hmm. But what's interesting is that she has made the deliberate choice to remain optimistic. And I think
Right.
that that's what makes her seem very innocent.
Yeah, opinions no one cares about. We're paused right now. We're paused at on Hulu. We're paused at 14:38, which is also 29:57 remaining.
So I take issue with the whole way that Inara is written as a companion throughout the, in this case, thankfully brief run of the series. Because honestly, she should have opportunities to negotiate business deals and treaties and things like that. That should be what the role of a companion is. And
Right.
we sort of hear that they do this, but we never see that.
It's lip service. You don't actually, yeah.
It really is. But at the same time, she seems, but at the same time, it should be, if like that's not what she's interested in. If she's interested in sex work, that's on her.
That's fine. Yeah.
That's her choice. She has, the power and the opportunity and the status to do pretty much whatever the heck she wants. And if that's what she wants, own your choices, girl. But she, at the same time, she seems to, well, like the side eye she gave Atherton there, just say, if that's the life that you've chosen, if that's the life you want, just be like, oh, that's true. There's that. But I'd like them to want to be with me just for my, for both. Can a girl want it all?
Right.
Just stick it right back out. And Mal too. Screw him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm in the dark spot after Mal and Kaylee have just walked in, and Mal is offering Kaylee his hand, and she's just looking around at all the shiny.
Yeah. So yeah, not a whole. We've sort of gotten. I get the impression we're now at the end of the setup portion. So now it's time for the first, for the next plot point and for things to start happening. So yeah, and the pieces are in place for a very fun episode. So I'm looking forward to the rest of it.
Well, lovely. Shall we continue?
Let's do it. Everybody get ready.
No. You have to say continue. Like you're at a fancy ball.
Continue.
Oh, there we go.
Did I do that right? Was that fancy ball talk?
You have to do the hand wave. 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3. Continue.
Continue.
So are we counting down, or
I'm not fancy. No, we're counting down. Down.
Okay.
Everybody get ready. We're gonna go back into the episode. I will count us in from 3 as usual. Get ready, and in 3, 2, 1, play.
John, I guess so, but at the same time, she should be savvy enough and she should be well written enough that she can come up with a comeback that's clever and yet reminds him that she chose him and he applied for her.
Hey.
Keep him in his place.
Yeah, yep. You shit.
It doesn't actually show off his backside. It covers it.
He's wearing tails. Isn't he wearing tails?
And it's a nice choice to have Inara dressed simply. They did the same thing in Enchanted.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking of Enchanted. I don't think Giselle would wear that dress. I think she would think that was too over the top.
Holy heck. That's my kind of girl. She's going right for the food.
See ya.
It's got puffed sleeves.
Yeah.
For all my Ian fans. Although the puffs are quite modest. They're all sad because they're not at the buffet. It makes perfect sense, Corey. I like it a lot. Oh God. Oh God. I forgot about this. She's helping.
Oh, it makes meal preparation more fun.
Honestly. Like, seriously, did nobody think to keep an eye on River?
Well, like she's been back
What
there
the
for
hell?
she's been back there for 10 minutes. Like nobody noticed.
Where was she before and what was she doing?
Book was facing her, was looking right at her. Go back in your cubby hole. I see what they did there. Anyway, good night.
I'm going to be polite and just take one.
One. I'll start with this one. Uh huh.
Don't talk to the help tier.
I'm the aged Red Butler. Right? I mean, he's totally doing Clark
And
Gable
there's
there.
the slut shaming that we're all so accustomed to.
They were the mean girls. What am I doing here again?
Mm-hmm. I'm not liking the camera work here. Just where's my thumbs?
Oh, this guy. I love this guy.
Yeah, Mary, we were talking about that. I'm just and also just general slut shaming period.
Yeah.
Oh, this is stay focused. You have a job, genius.
It's the only party.
See, here's the thing. He's never that smooth unless the plot demands it.
Right. He just keeps it all within. You know, he's holding it back. Mind your business, Dr. Giggles.
Well, then it's really convenient that you walked up to that he walked up to you at that time. Gee, imagine that.
Courtly 19th century dances. It must be the future.
Going to a dance with somebody don't mean they own you or they love you. Maybe it just means they like dancing.
Right.
They like the fancy clothes and the chandelier and the buffet.
The strawberries.
And the hot cheese.
That hot cheese thing.
Have you had strawberries in cheese dip? Woo, it's nice stuff. Let me tell you. Yes, Summer and Green, the Proventura. Oh my gosh.
Scarlet.
See, here's the thing. I understand what they're trying to do, but ain't no way any of those guys actually knows anything about engines.
No, they're like, yeah.
They're like fuddy-duddies.
They're like aristocrats.
The engineers are not at that party, I guarantee you.
Uh-oh, wrong thing to say.
Okay, also that wouldn't happen. They keep playing.
That's what I thought too. Patrick, we're at about 26 minutes, 15 seconds.
He is so unprepared.
Let's go. Use of a SWAT. Okay, 3, 2, 1, pause. Okay, so Patrick, who just showed up, that's a perfect for you, my friend, because we're paused and you can catch up to us when we resume in a minute. So we are paused. I am paused at 26:41 in, 17:54 remaining. So yeah. Ooh, now it's getting interesting. Some I guess would you call it misplaced chivalry from Mal?
Um, I don't know that it's even. I
Misplaced,
guess it's
misplaced.
chivalry. I mean, because chivalry is misogynistic
Yeah,
anyway.
oh sure, yeah, but yeah, misplaced attempted chivalry, perhaps.
Um,
Um,
but that assumes that there are attempts at chivalry that are not
well,
misplaced. Like
that's true.
it's
Yeah,
it's it's
it's
inherent in the
inherent. It's
definition.
inherently a yeah. You're right.
Like,
Not
I mean, opening the door for a girl, for anybody when they got a bunch of stuff in their hands, fine.
yeah.
Opening the door when you get there naturally before them, fine. Ugh.
John Burns, thanks for the super.
We need. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
John Burns, thanks for the super chat. In the movie Demolition Man, uh, kick two of Mexico twice. Taco Bell won the franchise wars. Were strawberries the only fruits to survive?
Well, no, but it's been established that Keely likes strawberries particularly. So
Yes.
she picked the strawberries
There was other
before the
stuff.
cheese.
Yeah, there was other stuff there. She just went
Oh
right for that big
man.
platter of strawberries.
See, here's the thing. I mean, come on, Keely. There's like a bunch of people that you don't know, and there's food. I'm just saying, girl, mostly I understand your choices, but that one's questionable.
Opinions no one cares about says, does Mal know the 10 dual commandments? I think maybe he does. That's why he's
1,
surprised
2,
by the
3, 4,
sword.
5, 6.
Because the 10 dual commandments are oriented around a gunfight. And he's like, what am I going to do with a sword?
A what?
A SWAT?
She stays mostly upbeat, Charles. I mean, she does get a little bit bummed out there when she realizes, and this very much reminds me of season 1, episode 1 of Buffy, which doesn't take so long, but when Cordelia encounters Willow. And she says, it's nice to know you've seen the softer
side of Sears. Yes.
And Willow just does not get it at all. She's just afraid of Cordelia because Cordelia is terrifying.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And how about the guy who is totally playing Clark Gable there? Who, Kaylee's like self-appointed chaperone. He's totally doing Clark Gable. That is 100% a Rhett Butler impression that dude is doing. He's even got the mustache. I mean, he's
and
little.
The
he's
slut shaming. Yay!
And the slut. Yeah, exactly.
Again, a girl who is that witty is not going to just flounce off in a huff. I mean, something like, no, it's actually quite an ordeal, but I suppose fashion has changed quite a lot from when you were young and handsome.
Oh, see,
it's not that hard. It's really not. And then you just smile at him, and then you walk off, and you just, because seriously, so what if you can get out, if you can. Because the other thing is, you could turn it. I mean, the slut shaming isn't implied because they have class. But you could turn it to where it's like, you want to get home and get out of this crap. Because the truth is, I don't care how fancy you are. Yes, that's what you do. You go home and even before you take the dress off, you're unhooking your bra. Everybody knows. Everybody. It's God's honest truth.
John Burns says Malcolm is the captain. He needs to keep control over his ship. He doesn't like anyone else having power but him. Even Jane can't treat Inara like Mal does, right, Steve? Well, I mean, there does seem to be. I mean, there does seem to be a double standard for Mao. I mean, he seems to have kind of a short fuse when he perceives other people as mistreating Inara, but he is often quite rude to her himself. So, there does seem to be a double standard there. I don't know
Yeah.
if it has anything to do with him being the captain. I think it's just the nature of his personality and the fact that he obviously has feelings for Inara, and he, you know, has a very immature way of responding to her job.
I disagree. I mean, because none of them say the word slut. It's not the connotation of the word. It is the associations of, with sexuality and sexual behavior and sexual attitudes, and women's agency is a big part of it. Like nobody, everybody pretends to take Inara's job seriously, and nobody actually does, except Kaylee. Yeah, it's and Mal's a jerk like the whole way through. I think it's supposed to be part of his charm. Doesn't work so much for me.
Yeah. Well, that's such a tricky trope to get right, and it's not helped by the fact
and
that
they don't.
Well, and it's not helped by the fact that it's so common, like it's so overused, like the jerk, but it's complicated type character. Like, well, he's a jerk, but he has reasons to be a jerk, and sometimes he's not a jerk.
Reason to be a jerk.
But I'm not, whether he does or doesn't. Like, that's the trope. The trope is that.
Okay, fair enough. It's like there's more to him than his jerkiness. The jerk with a heart of gold.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. But or the jerk with morals. Well, okay, you're still a jerk, and he's not the worst person around. But I'm sorry that that's not going to be enough to make me like you.
Right.
I have standards. So,
by the way, Jay Kodani, thank you for the super chat.
Double standards for friends is apropos. Like, no.
Well,
I guess I want.
It depends on the situation.
On that,
it depends. I don't know if what Mal is doing would be considered a double standard for friends, because like the double standard allows him. The double standard I'm talking about is one that allows him to be rude to people that he then jumps on other people for being rude to. It's like the double standard that allows him to be dismissive and kind of jerk-assy to Inara. But if somebody else is, then he has a problem with them. Then that doesn't seem like, that's not a double standard that favors your friend.
Joe,
that's a double standard that allows you to be a jerk.
Yeah, you can joke with your friends in a way that would be unacceptable with others. But yeah, Mal mostly isn't joking. And like Joe says, it might be different if it wasn't clear that he's not teasing her. He's dissing her chosen profession.
Yeah, and she's not cool with it. It's not like they have like an understanding and they just kind of give each other a hard time. She's not cool with it.
And not only that, he is dissing her role in her profession.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know. If somebody dissed me as a teacher, it would actually not bother me that much, because I happen to think I'm an awesome teacher and I do things that I believe in. And, I feel you, tell him. But when somebody makes poorly thought out or asinine remarks about the teaching profession in general, I will throw down. I mean, I will absolutely rip you a new one, because I believe in what we do.
Yeah.
And I think that what we do is important and valuable. And Inara is written as though she believes that what she does has value, and that she, enjoys what she does, and she's good at what she does, and she's proud of it. And that also within the society, theoretically, she should have reason for all of that. And yet none of that plays out in the subtext of the show.
Right.
Yeah, see, exactly. If some random geek says, Steve, you're especially I love that. You're and bad
You are
YouTuber.
and bad YouTuber. Yeah.
Yeah, because come on, Steve,
Stop. Stop leaving those comments on my videos.
Oh, Charles, yeah, I actually talked about that in I think one of our previous lives. Be honest, what do you make?
Yeah.
What do I make? You want to know what I make? I make students read. I make them
Oh,
apologize and mean it.
that's beautiful.
I make them show all their work in math and then hide it on their final draft in an English paper.
Oh, that's nice.
It's from Taylor Molly's What Teachers Make.
I never heard that.
Dude, I've told you about it.
You have?
Like, we linked to it.
We
Some
did?
random geek linked to it. And
I have completely forgotten about that.
I bit my tongue instead of biting his and refrained from saying that it's also true what they say about lawyers, because this is a dinner party and we're trying to eat here. Opinions no one cares about. Yeah. No, I can do it for free. It's not that hard. You have to just find. It's saying that you don't like to read is like saying you don't like music. The truth is, there's a whole lot of crappy music out there, and it's boring, or it's just not your style, or whatever. Yeah. But and the same thing is true.
Thank you, Corey. I appreciate Corey. The support. I probably read it too. I just forgot about it.
Steve.
Yes, Dana.
You were wrong.
Okay, I just forgot about it. I'm not saying.
Wait. Say it.
I was wrong. You were right, Dana.
It's like I'm telling you, Mal. If you want to win Inara,
just tell her she's right about some shit.
Just not about some shit. Just say, Inara, I shouldn't have been rude about your job. I was wrong, and you're right. And then she'll be like, "Oh, Mal."
That's all anybody really wants. It's just to be told that they're right.
Cares about. Seriously, can you DM here on YouTube, or just find me on Facebook and send me like a list of TV shows, movies, or video games that your son likes, and I will make some recommendations for books that are on similar topics. So it's really about finding things that you want to read, because having that choice and choosing to read, and then just offer and say, "Hey, have you tried this? Have you looked at this?" And just let it be okay to say no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we get back into the episode? Because
I'm sorry. I can totally. Yeah, I can go on about teaching for a long time.
Well, I mean, which would be fine normally, but don't you have a thing tonight?
Yeah, I gotta get. We're having a book talk with my family.
There you go. So we have to. So we do have a little bit of a time, not much of one, but a little bit of a time.
We got lots of time.
We got time.
But don't forget, we're also going to be talking politics afterwards. Woo-hoo!
Yeah, so that's gonna be fun. You'll give yourself 10 seconds to jump off of this and jump onto your family.
Okay, hang on though, Matthew. I thought I took that differently, because he said you should have seen how she smiled when I told her she looked good in it, or something like that. And then Inara smiles and he says, "But I didn't say that." I thought he meant he was he was claiming to Inara that he had said it to Kaylee, and then he admitted that he didn't actually say it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I took it more Matthew's way though. That he was like, "But you didn't hear that from me," like that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that would be nicer. That I don't think that's what he said, because you should have seen her face when I told her implies that he said it to her.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But it is at least not nothing that he cannot keep up a lie for Inara. I guess that's not nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, she smiled when I said she could have the dress. Maybe that's what he said. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, shall we jump back into this?
Let's please.
Okay. So we are once again. I am paused on Hulu at 26:41 in, which is 17:54 remaining. So anybody who wants to sync back up real quick, if you're not sure where we're at, and we will get back into this. I will count us in from 3. Everybody, get ready. 3, 2, 1, play.
I like him.
Yeah. You mussed up Atherton's face. I don't like this Atherton guy. There's just something about him that rubs me the wrong way.
And like, not only that, how did she? I mean, they've interacted before.
Yeah.
Is she that crappy a judge of character?
I get,
And
yeah, because
how is she any good at her job if she is?
She seemed like she was happy to see him when she got his message at first, right? She was like, "Hi, Atherton, nice to see you again."
Well, yeah, but some of that's the job.
Yeah, and he's,
But at the same time, she picked him.
Right. She had others to choose from, obviously.
And she picked him.
Yeah.
Like, we're supposed to believe that she's good at her job. And yet, she picked Atherton.
Yeah. Submitted for your approval, Mr. Atherton.
There's no indication of that.
No.
Nobody says, oh, he went through blah, 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 or oh, he's blah, blah, blah. Nothing. Nothing.
Well, hopefully.
It's always awesome. Zinkel, somehow I doubt that. I don't like him.
Oh. Ice machine's broken. God. Ooh. That's either really cheap stone or a really good sword.
Or both.
Or both.
Oh, Zinkel, it doesn't really much matter because we ain't getting more of the show. And I'm not a pessimist. I'm just practical, and I make decisions based on prior experience, like we all do.
Thank you. You calling me Yella?
URUNNOFT. Yeah. And see, here's the other thing that doesn't strike. I'll tell you in a minute.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God, the wings. Her wings. Jane's face. Matthew Turland, absolutely. It's totally a power thing. boy.
It's just my sister River. She's been drinking.
Matthew, my vote's for both.
I don't see why she couldn't have just played it exactly as written. I mean, I don't think she necessarily needed to ad-lib any of it.
I mean, I'm saying.
I mean, maybe she did. Maybe she did, but I mean, it didn't strike me that she did. I mean, why do you want to piss off the lady teaching you sword fighting, Mal?
Not only that, you have a strange sense of friggin' gratitude.
Yeah.
As in, you don't have any none. It's the job she chose. I'm stopping before I say something that'll get me fired. You are as much a slave as she is, dumbass. Well, maybe I like him better than you.
I hope he does kill you.
Mal's not burdened with an overabundance of much. God.
He'll most likely kill me in the morning.
Yeah, except he doesn't actually have any reason to like you. Shoot.
They're in the New Jersey part of Persephone.
Oh, New Jersey. No, I don't know nothing about that. John Burns, thanks for the super chat, but I can't take credit for it. It's from a poem by Taylor Molly called What Teachers Make. Joe McClory, no, it's just a fancy rich person sword. Matthew, I'm more concerned about Inara. He's not being toyed with very well because honestly, he hasn't lost any like buttons yet.
Yeah.
He needs to be buttoned.
Yeah, exactly. He needs to have articles of clothing that can be plucked off.
Yeah, like in Zorro. Catherine Zeta-Jones. He needs to be Catherine Zeta-Jones. And then he's standing there and it all falls off.
It all just
Yes,
falls
that
off.
would have made this so much better.
Thanks for the encouragement. Okay, 3, 2, 1, pause. So I'm paused at 37 in and 6:58 remaining. So I did like the fact that in their scene together right before we got to the duel, I liked that Inara called Mal out on his double standard, where she says, "You lay other people out for calling me a whore, and then you throw it in my face all the time." I thought that was a very smart, very good for her character, and a very smart piece of writing for the show, to have the show acknowledge that Mal
Yeah, and
doing
I'm
that
sorry
is
I
not
was yelling.
okay.
You missed the next line, which is I complain about your I dog your profession. He dogs you, and that's why I shouted at the screen.
That's the profession she's chosen.
That you are. If I will get angrier if you say something bad about my profession than if you say something bad about me. Because if you say something bad about me, you're strong. But if you say something bad about my profession, I will come for you.
Right.
Don't you dare.
Right, because it's a profession you chose and it means something to you, and you don't need to stand there and let somebody disrespect it.
And that's just it. It doesn't have to be complicated. You just have to. I'm sorry, Matthew Trolland says, she tells Kaylee at a point that the companion policy on dating is complicated. Now, that may also be partly due to, their regulations that they have. So it may be that the official companion policy is complicated, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be complicated. You just have to be honest and willing to accept other people's feelings and just God, just be kind and honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that means you have to think about what you say. Cedric Taylor, I don't really have feelings about that. And Jodie, what's her name?
Jodie Whittaker. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Jodie Sweetin, because that's the name that popped in.
That's different. That's a different Jodie.
Time ago.
No, I don't watch Doctor Who, so I don't have an opinion
I understand
about it.
That about 3 seasons is, roughly what some of the other doctors have had. So.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that unusual. I mean, if she's leaving after,
because they have to do the the thing. This is the thing the doctor does.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Her leaving doesn't seem that unusual, but
Yeah, well, no, Matthew, I don't agree. He says that Mal has less in the way of occupational hazards in that regard. I guess it depends on what you mean. I was assuming you meant Mal has less occupational hazards for not being able to communicate effectively than Inara does. But I mean, Mal is a businessman and he needs to be able to negotiate deals.
Right.
So he needs to be able to put people at their ease and make them comfortable and make them like him. And he is really bad at that. We have well established that he's terrible at this. He needs to just shut up and just be the captain of the ship and just step back, kind of like Jackie has to at the part that we're in Bloody Jack when she knows she has to get another captain. He just needs to step back and do nothing except be the owner, maybe pick the jobs, and God, as not Jane, not Wash, not River, Simon could be good. Simon and Zoe. And Zoe is very forthright and very, plain spoken, but she thinks about what she says, and that's more than Mal does. God.
Well, and if we're talking about negotiation, I mean, let Inara do that. She's, that's supposedly part of the job that we don't really get to see.
Yeah, but then he'd have to pay her for that. She's the one. They took her on as a passenger because they needed the money. And then Matthew says he's in regards to personal romantic feelings conflicting with professional circumstances. Yeah, he has problems with that. But Inara should be better at that. Just, I mean, you can tell someone that you care about them, but this isn't going to work out, and it's sometimes that's things that people have to do, and how they choose to manage that relationship and how you choose to manage that relationship is that's how it goes forward. But again, honesty is really, really important. Yeah, Corey, and then the whole reason she's there is called into question because, like, the whole reason that they have part of the reason they have her is because she's paying them.
Right.
She is a passenger, but part of the reason is that having her as a passenger gives them a semblance of legitimacy because she is a legitimate passenger, and she, that's why they're going around all these different places, and she can't be involved in the crimes, or that calls everything into question.
Yeah.
Sincole, where would you put Simon in that? I'm very curious.
Yeah.
Emerland, I mean, but we see it from the same. We see both sides of it. We see that double standard from the same people. Like, people who, she is treated by, and in the larger narrative, she is treated as someone who is making poor moral choices. Like, it's wrong for her to do this, but there is a veneer that it's just a veneer of class to it.
Yeah.
And yeah, Lion of Fire Park says that it's kind of fitting that Mal isn't good with communication because that's part of why they never got any money.
Right. Yeah. And Jalor made a similar point a little bit earlier. That's part of sort of the premise of the show is that they're not ever all that successful. They make enough to kind of keep afloat, but they're not. The business isn't.
Yeah. And Matthew, I think Inara should be more. I mean, she should be, because she is presented as, although not actually written as, being self-aware, well-educated, socially adept. She ought to be able to navigate her feelings for Mal better than she does. And it's amped up for the drama in the show, and it just doesn't scan as. And the actress pulls it off, and she's beautiful, and I love her in that role. The way she, like, in her face expresses the conflicting emotions. She does a great job with that, but it's just poorly written. and I'm sorry that writing it well would mean that there's less internal conflict for her to show. But it reminds me very much of what I would want to see from her is the end of near the ending of Down with Love, when she says, I finally realized, who I am. I'm a Down with Love girl. I want to be who I am. I don't want love, and I don't want you. And she walks away, and she means it. Yeah. And she is choosing herself. And I think that Inara should have made that choice earlier.
Yeah.
Like, because Mal doesn't want her to be a companion. And if that's something that's important to her, she has to prioritize. She can find another ship. And I think she has feelings for him. I don't think she loves him. I just don't buy it. Because, I don't, if nothing else, if that was me and I was with Atherton, dude would be feeling a little wobbly when he woke up. He would totally be in shape for the fight. He would not know that he was going to die.
So, shall we finish off the episode, and then
let's go ahead, and then we can talk politics.
We have some time to talk about the episode or politics or whatever, and then you can still get out of here in plenty of time for your
family.
For your thing.
Yay.
Okay, everybody get ready. We are going to get back and finish this episode. I'm paused at 37:37 in. That is 6:58 remaining on Hulu. So everybody hovering over the play button. Here we go. I'm going to count us in from 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, and also the references to Tybalt being the very butcher of a silk button.
Ah, yes.
That's what they're talking about, and that's what I was referencing with,
Oh, that's no good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's sweet. I win. How about that? Do it. Stab him. Stab him good.
He doesn't have any say in it.
Yeah.
Obviously, he didn't.
He stabbed me. Oh, there's the last text message.
No, you're injured, dumbass. Ah! Come on! Laugh in his face! See, he's better at being a companion. Now you'll have to just the gentleness and subtlety of his remarks and the humility. She's just no, God,
Yeah.
she's better. She ought to be better than that. We're told that she's better than that, and she's not. Here we go. Here we go. We finally get this. Are you ready? You're not ready for this.
I'm trying to be ready.
Mighty fine shindig indeed, Corey. I know, Charles. I'm so excited.
Pip pip cheerio.
Gotta have the hat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was gonna watch. It was very exciting. You lined up exciting new crime.
Oh, crime. Neil, almost done.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but you can rewatch it with us.
About 43 minutes in, Neil.
No, don't thank him. Don't encourage him. For the love of God. Yes! out of her life, for God's sakes.
Tell us how you really feel.
No, Sinkhole, absolutely not. God, Inara, you deserve better. See? There are cows in space.
The end. All right. That's it for Shindig.
That's it for Shindig. But I do really like the ending. Just given that I've shown you that clip from Castle with his daughter and the costume.
Yes.
And he, you know, it does the cold open, and he, you know, in with Mal, and he goes,
yeah.
And then he comes out, and she's sitting there, and it's like, is that your Halloween costume? And he says, yeah. And she's like, what do you make of that face for? She's like, okay, so first of all, didn't you wear that like 5 years ago?
5 years ago, yeah.
He's like, I like it. What are you even supposed to be? He goes, a space cowboy. No, the 5 years ago is the second point. Yeah. A space cowboy. Okay, first of all, there are no cows in space.
There are no cows.
Didn't you wear that like Didn't you wear it like 5 years ago? I like it. But there are cows in space.
Cows in
See,
space.
there are cows.
There are cows in space. Space cows. Space cows require space cowboys.
Matthew, that would, oh my God, that would make so much more sense if the reason that he was ticked at her all the time is that she supported unification. I mean, that would make that would be consistent, and I could totally support that. You know, yeah.
Some random geek with the Cowboy Bebop reference.
Yeah, well, I mean,
see you, space cowboy.
I see you, space cows.
See you, space cows. Yeah. Yeah, and that last scene is really well acted too. I thought that the one thing that is a saving grace of Mal, even though I agree with you that he is a jerk ass, is that Nathan Fillion's comic timing is absolutely perfect. He is so good.
Nathan Fillion is a really enjoyable actor.
He's a good actor just in general, but his comic timing when in the band, and when Mal has to slip in those little lines like at the end of a scene, or you know, and he sort of tosses off a one-liner, like he nails those all the time. And his interaction with Inara there at the end, where when he, you know, I was stabbed right here, like he nails it.
And it's interesting that she's squeamish around blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I've seen it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And of course, then there's also how much of that is an act.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but so I thought it was a really good episode. It did not go the direction that I thought it would. I figured that there would be a lot more sort of business at the ball. I figured it would be like that kind of episode where they're just kind of at the ball all night. I didn't expect that it would be, they're going to have a sword fight, yes. You know, which was cool. Like I thought that was neat. Yeah.
And so, but Joe, so what if she's not being honest about herself about why she's doing it? So what? That's not his business. That's for her to sort out. That is her, you know, own internal psychological issues.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Zinkul, it's tough to say because like I'm not that kind of a watcher. I don't have like
consciously.
Yeah, I don't have like specific expectations, but you know, I guess I have a general idea in my head of where I think things are going to go, you know? So I just sort of assumed like we're building up to them going to the ball, and the episode is going to be, especially since the title is Shindig, and now they're at the Shindig. Okay, so this is going to be the show, and then you know it
goes beyond that.
It goes beyond, which is one of the things that I think the show has been good at from the beginning, is that it subverts expectations in mostly very entertaining ways.
Princess Slitherclaw says it could be that Inara's not squeamish about blood, but doesn't want him to pull up his shirt because he might pop a stitch. I was
Ah,
thinking more that she is maintaining this ultra feminine persona. That like, oh no, I'm a girl. No, thank
yeah.
you.
No, 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 no. Yeah. And Lion of High Park. Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying too. Is that Nathan Fillion's performance is a lot of what makes my not necessarily likable but acceptable. I mean, there's Roger Ebert used to say that about Jack Nicholson. He said, Jack, like especially in the movie As Good as It Gets, where Nicholson plays an absolute monster, like he's a horrible, horrible human being. And Roger Ebert says, if anyone other than Jack Nicholson had played this character, you would not sit still for this. Like you would not be able to watch this movie. He would be so aggressively unlikable.
Yeah,
But because it's Jack Nicholson, it's entertaining, and it's something
yeah,
similar going on with Nathan Fillion as Mal. Like you can see that he's a jerk, but because Nathan Fillion is so good and so funny and so charming and so magnetic as a screen presence, it's a lot more palatable than it would otherwise be.
opinions no one cares about. Have a wonderful evening. Um,
Yes, thank you for watching with us.
but I mean, he's not a bad man. He's a jerk.
Yeah, he's not evil, and we've seen that he's quite capable of doing the right thing and of being of acting heroically. It's just he's a
Yeah, Bill. Yeah, he's a lot of Bill Murray characters.
that's another good one. Yeah, that is a good example. Yeah, that is a good example.
You're more than a. I don't know what that means, but
The
whatever.
I don't know what that means either. The fleeting the heartache that comes from a fleeting hope. I guess. I'm not sure what that's in reference to.
Okay,
Um, but but yeah. So overall, I thought it was a good episode. I still think the train episode is my favorite so far.
but you really like
But I
trains,
really like trains, but this was a really good episode.
and I like fancy dresses and food.
So this is one for
See,
you.
like that you haven't seen Ever After, the
No.
the Drew Barrymore Cinderella thing where the less favored stepsister is dissed by her, you don't get to wear the fancy, the nicer costume. You get to wear that when they go to a costume party, she gets to wear the horse instead of the peacock. And she's like, why not get, well, we all know you're really just here for the food.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's wrong with that? I'd be there for the food.
And Zeraxis, thank you for the super chat. And Zeraxis says, Mal just wants to know all the things. Silly Mal, forgetting that you are at the end of the day running a glorified space taxi service. Glad I made it to see one of these live. Well, I'm glad you made it too. And
Yes.
yes.
But it's space taxi, but also space tractor trailer.
Yeah, exactly. Cargo.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Jalum. Yeah, but I think to some degree there's some wish fulfillment there, because the show lets him get away with it, and in real life, you don't get away with it quite so much. There's long-term consequences to that, and people think less of you for it, and his crew lets him get away with it.
Colin Gian says, do we ever get a reason why Mal is stuck in the stage of adolescence where dunking girls' pigtails and inkwells shows love?
God, yeah.
What a great way to put that. He only picks on you because he likes you,
Well, punch him in the face. He'll learn that that's not an appropriate way to show somebody. Oh my, yes, absolutely. Just please, it's coming back. It's coming back. It's coming back.
Oh, that's
and
what that
not
was,
only
yeah.
the fans. I mean, as shown in that episode of Castle, Nathan Fillion was like, "I'm ready. I'm ready. Just waiting for the call."
Yeah, I think he still is.
He was waiting by the phone.
I think if Whedon called him like tonight and said we're doing more Firefly, he would say absolutely. Like I feel like it's one of those, he just really liked that show or really liked that part. And to be fair,
really like the costume.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it is, the role is very well suited to his type and to his talents as a performer.
Yeah, his timing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
yeah. So yeah, good episode. And just for everybody who is watching with us week to week, next week we will be back on Deep Space Nine, and the episode we're
Woo!
watching is Captive Pursuit, which is episode 6 of
Hmm.
or no, episode 5. Yeah, episode 5 because the pilot counts as one, but yeah. Okay, episode 5 of season 1 of Deep Space Nine, Captive Pursuit. But yes, so everybody in the live chat, if you we can hang out for a little bit and we can keep talking about Firefly, or we can talk about
About what the heck?
what the hell is happening in Washington D.C. today.
Oh! Can I show my collection?
Oh, yes, yeah. Get your collection,
Yes.
and I'm going to
Okay.
read. John Burns has a super chat. I'm going to read. John, thanks again for the super chat. John says, "Oh, Mal was a former sergeant in the army in Vietnam. They were in the worst places. Mal has PTSD, but no therapy in the boonies until Shepard. That's a point that other people have brought up too. That maybe that's why, Mal is such an asshole, is because he has undealt with trauma. But anyway, yes, your collection, Dana. Your collection.
Okay, so I live in Georgia. And I get, let's see. Okay, so I don't know what order, these are in no particular order, but I get this one. This is probably about the plainest one, Election Alert, from the NRA.
Boy, talk about wasted postage for that one.
I think we actually own a gun. It was given to my husband, and it's somewhere. It might be at his grandfather's house.
It's not even at your house.
but we own it, okay? And it says, defend freedom. Vote Purdue and Loeffler on or before January 5th. I mean,
whoops.
This one, oh, I love this one, okay? Because it's like red, white, and blue. This is one of the most positive, and it talks about Purdue's policy. So it's a positive ad. But what's so great about this one? Is this side of it.
Oh, yes, you showed me this one. The Scooby-Doo mask. The Scooby-Doo mask.
Oh my goodness. Look at that. It's like
it's Nancy Pelosi unmasking.
It's secretly Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
So and then there's this one that they are radical and apparently supported by
check out
the hammer and sickle right
the hammer
there.
and sickle there in the lower right corner. Because because John Ossoff is totally a Stalinist, I guess, or
I think we've got Warnock in there and AOC as well in the picture.
Well, yeah.
I love this one. So it folds out.
I like this one. I like this one too. Yeah.
Cheerful. And it says, if Democrats win in Georgia and enact their radical liberal agenda, Santa, not even Santa's workshop will survive. And then you open it. Look at that. It's, a dilapidated, defunct factory.
I mean, Santa's workshop is at the North Pole. Is it not threatened by global warming? It's
threatened. It's threatened by, worker rights, I guess.
Do we really want to empower the party that is ignoring climate change to protect Santa's workshop? I don't think so.
Okay, and this one opens up and says, I'll show you the picture, but I don't know if you can read it from there. I can't read it on the camera. Not only do radical liberals look so sad, look at how sad he is.
Oh no!
Not only do radical liberals want to cancel Christmas, they want total control of government to pass their job-killing agenda. Love it.
Their job-killing agenda.
Oh golly. Oh, and this one's fun. Georgians will pay the cost of complete Democrat control in Washington, it says, and then when you open it up, whoop, it's a pop-up
book. And by the way, Corey, well done on that reference to that song that Toby Keith sang on Stephen Colbert's Christmas special. John Burns with the super chat says, according to the New York Times, the 25th Amendment was called for, which caused Mike Pence to call out the guard, plus the FBI are there. I got to look that shit up if they have 25th Amendmented him.
And then this one. Look very festive.
Oh, very festive.
This holiday season, give the gift of a better future. Return your ballot today. U.S. Senate runoff elections. Give the Next generation, the best gift of all, your vote. You know, a very positive. And this is from Fair Fight PAC. Now, does that sound familiar to you, Steve?
Fair Fight PAC?
Mm-hmm. Do you know? I think I know who started that. Do you know who started that?
I don't know who started that.
I'll give you a hint. The return address is Atlanta, Georgia.
Is that Miss Abrams?
I think that's one of Stacey Abrams.
Stacey Abrams?
Yes, Stacey Abrams. And my Abrams for Governor Button is in another room, but I actually not just called, but I knocked on doors for her. And then I think this is the only one I got that was a negative ad from the Democrats. Mm-hmm. David Perdue has finally been exposed. Oh no. And then about his stock options and trading.
Yeah.
Some of them were really big.
But I mean, also I've been hitting him hard on that for months, though. I mean, he was hitting him on he was hitting him hard on that during the general as well.
Cross voting off your holiday list early, and it tells where the early voting locations are. No matter what you're celebrating this holiday season, celebrate by voting early.
Huh.
And then this one's paid for by the Democratic Party of Georgia.
Hey.
So and it's there's that one. There were a number of them that I didn't keep, but that were just, you know, here's how and where to vote, and they all came from the Democratic Party, or
yeah.
And that was something that I really appreciated. And then, my letters. I got postcards.
Postcards, yeah.
This one is from Randy from Wisconsin. Thank you, Randy from Wisconsin, wherever you are, whoever you are.
Randy from Wisconsin.
This one's from Rachel, maybe? I don't know. From New Jersey. You can see the postmark there. And then both of these have, you know, they look like this. Both of those postcards look the same. And here's another one of the peach ones. And this is from Bill, who's from Chattanooga, near us. Thank you for being a voter. And they all pretty much say the same thing. Thank you for being a voter. Please vote for Warnock and Ossoff in the election. And then this one is from New York. And it's from Eugene. Thank you, Eugene. This one has a lovely trumpet-flowered bouvardia on it.
Oh, nice.
And it says, President-elect Biden needs your help. On January 5th, Georgians will determine control of the U.S. Senate. To move our country forward, Biden needs you to elect Reverend Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff. Early voting did us. This one we got like around Thanksgiving, and I've kept all my postcards. It's so nice to get. I mean, people like on Facebook are like, political ads and all this stuff in my mailbox. I'm like, I'm loving the political stuff in my mailbox. It bothers me when it, interrupts my feed. I can scroll past it, not a big deal. And it's a little bit annoying when it's on when it interrupts my music on Pandora. Giddy. But I mean, if it wasn't that, it would be something else interrupting my music. I don't so much mind the political stuff. I'm like, can I have my music, please?
Right.
And then Peter H. from Vote Forward says, I'm writing to you today to urge you to vote in the runoff election to choose the next U.S. senators from Georgia. I vote because when we vote, we can choose leaders who represent our values. So it's a form letter, but they get to fill in that space. Part.
Yeah.
And this one, Vote Forward, does not encourage you to vote for any particular candidate. It just says, please do something, please be involved. And then I also got one from the Sierra Club.
And that's the one you were looking for, right?
Yeah. And I found it. It was under some other stuff. I think this election is incredibly important because Georgians already have a heavy burden from the climate crisis with more intense and frequent hurricanes, flooding, and drought. We are past the time of half measures on climate. It is time to elect senators who will act to protect Georgia. And of course, the Sierra Club is, environmental action group. Right. So it was interesting that, they have, and again, it's mostly a form letter, but then they have a space for the volunteer Oh, and what I loved about this was this is from I actually got a letter from Karen. Thank you,
Yeah,
Karen.
a good
A good
Karen.
Karen. Exactly, exactly. So not hashtag not all Karens. So
I want to acknowledge John Burns gave us a super chat a minute ago. It says Manitoba and Alberta premiers refuse to punish members of their legislatures who took trips during the COVID holidays here in Canada. Hashtag wear a mask. Oh, absolutely, yes, yes. Hashtag wear a mask. But also, I mean, we had terrorists storming our Capitol building today, so I think we win as far if we're having a competition as to.
no, 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 no. There's no shitty Olympics.
But if there
It's not an
were,
Olympics of shit. If
if
there
there
were, but there's
were,
not, Steve. There's not.
at
There's
least as
not.
far as North America is concerned, I think we would
There's
win
not an
today.
Olympics of shit.
Okay, but I'm saying if
Yeah,
there
Princess
were.
Leia. I like having. I don't know that it's easier to fact check it. I think when it's on Facebook, I can just be like, open up a new. I can open up a new tab. Steve tell you he's seen my tabs. Like when I share my screen, he's
How
like,
many?
oh my god.
How many are open now? Like 78.
I don't know because I don't actually have like literally I've got the chat window for this and I've got our Zoom and then the one that is like I minimized the other window, so I actually have two windows open from Chrome plus then the Zoom. So I don't know, but probably like 70 some tabs. But there are things that I'm like, I'm going to get to this. I'm going to get to this. I'm going to get to this. Or I'm
Right.
saving it for a particular reason.
That's hoarder logic.
It is, but
It's you're a tab. You're a tab hoarder.
I am a tab hoarder, which I'm okay with. But then the other thing is sometimes like I close tabs and I feel so proud of myself for closing some of my tabs. I'm like, I get down into the 50s and I'm like, woo, look at that. Some of the tabs, instead of just having the icon, they have like some text beside them. I'm like, wow, look at that. So Saraxis, my people.
Another super chat from John Burns says climate change, yes, but when you live in a place called Tornado Alley, maybe you should consider moving. Hashtag Sierra Club. Well, not everybody can afford to move, though, is the thing.
Yeah.
Most people are stuck living wherever they're close to wherever they were born because, upward mobility is not what it used to be, and it probably wasn't that much back then either.
But Princess Slitherclaw, I really do. I enjoy receiving physical mail. I mean, even junk mail, except I don't like receiving bills because then I have to give money away, and
you have to pay them eventually.
They want to take my money, and I don't like giving my money away unless I'm spending it on food usually. Then I'm like, yay, food, and tip your service staff.
Yeah.
But see, Princess Slitherclaw, I lose track of bookmarks. Like I do use bookmarks. Like the tabs are like what I'm trying to get to within the next 6 months. It's my that's my goal. And then bookmarks, they just I never get back to them. They're just gone.
Yeah. John, I'm saying it may not be economically possible for people. I mean, I'm sure there are people whose houses have been destroyed by tornadoes multiple times and they would love to move to a different part of the country where there aren't tornadoes, but they just don't have the resources to do it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, because you'd also need a job and a new place to live. I think what John's making reference to is just taking the check for the destroyed house and then using that money in order to move.
Right. Right, but again, that's not, that's not always, even if you are made whole for the house, that's not necessarily an option that you can.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on, you may be tied to your job.
Yeah.
You may have family issues, all sorts of things like that. Yeah.
It's not as easy as, well, they should just move. Yeah. I mean,
it would be nice if it was.
It would be nice if it was. It would be nice if we would arrange our society such that if somebody did want to move to another part of the country for whatever reason, it would not be impossible for low-income people. I mean,
Beautifulest One says that Republicans are calling for Trump's resignation.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to mention. Thanks for saying that, Beautifulest One. And also, I noted. It's been a couple hours now. It's been since way before we went on the air here. Ayanna Pressley, I think, said that tomorrow she's introducing articles of impeachment. which I'm sure they're not going to go anywhere because he's almost done anyway. But still, like it's the idea of like this is that serious.
Yeah.
You know that the president of the United States has incited a violent mob in the Capitol that broke into the actual Capitol building,
Broke it. Oh my gosh.
and
Yeah.
you know, overran security and occupied the Capitol building, and the president was on their side. And you know that's how serious it is. And so yeah, I mean, Joe McClory says coup. The word is coup. Yeah, it's an attempted coup. Absolutely.
Twitter
That's exactly what it is.
suspended Trump for it.
Did they
Holy smokes.
did they
Good.
actually suspend him, or did they actually suspend him? Or I saw somebody said that they had deleted some of his tweets finally. Did they actually suspend him? Because that would be terrific. Yeah, John Byrne. Yeah, Trump is
He's a
leaving in
whiner.
2 weeks. Oh, hey, kitty.
Oh, I'm paying attention to the computer, not to him. Okay, go away.
For 12
Then keep
hours.
going.
Okay, apparently Twitter suspended him for 12 hours. Well, that'll teach him.
Well, I think more that it's, you know, he can't get messages out to the people who, you
Right.
know, to continue to incite them.
It's like a safety thing. Like just cut him off.
Yeah.
Cut him off from his mob for 12 hours. Let the
But I
cops
wonder,
and
I can't help wondering if they're like secretly like hoarding his tweets and be like, man, this is going to be a friggin' gold mine.
Oh, he's still tweeting. He doesn't know yet.
Oh.
And apparently,
Thank you, Xeraxis. A video he posted recently on Facebook was taken down.
Yeah, I saw that.
If we could just have a video of him being angry and throwing a tantrum.
And apparently the deal, if this is accurate in the chat, and I assume it is, the deal is that it's 12 hours from whenever he deletes the offending tweets. So
from whenever he deletes it,
because he has to delete whatever the offending tweets are, and then he's suspended for 12 hours. So if he just digs in his heels and says, "I'm not deleting the tweets," then he's just suspended for good, and nobody will miss him. Nobody will miss him except his shitty chud cult members, and fuck them anyway. Yeah, Submarine Geek. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping the Southern District of New York, especially, comes through for us here, because I cannot imagine after investigating him for all these years that they don't have some kind of a case that they can bring against him once he is no longer president. It would be nice also if we could just change that rule about not being
the 21st. I thought it was the 20th.
The noon on the 20th is officially when his term ends. Yeah.
Don't wait for the 21st. Get it. I'm taking that afternoon.
12:01. Like as soon as Biden's hand hits that fucking Bible, have the Capitol Police walk up on stage and just lead him away. Yeah.
Once he not just hand on the Bible, he has to actually say the oath.
Yeah, exactly.
After he finishes the oath, cuff him. Cuff him during the ceremony as soon as Biden finishes the oath.
Okay, you're not the president anymore. Come with me.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Joe says my surly Trump was very Jack McPherson. But I don't know, was he? I'm not today to the tweets. I guess the tone of the voice is similar.
Biden doesn't even need to finish the oath. Whatever time, as soon as possible. Ideally, when they're both right up there, like on the stage, right in front of the camera.
So Joe can put on the aviators and kind of just look away as they're leading Trump off
and be like, "See ya."
Did you see? Oh, I know. I showed it to you, Dana. The meme of the top part is Trump speaking at a rally saying Joe Biden wants to see me in prison, and then the bottom part is Joe Biden looking at his phone confusedly and going, "Why does Trump think I would visit him in prison?" John Bird says, "You believe this mob acted under orders from Trump? And he leaving will stop all of this. I think security at the Capitol sucks." Well, okay.
Not orders. So
not
much
orders.
Encouragement
and incitement.
I'm guaranteed you, they fully believe they believed they would be supported, that this would be, they were taking over their country.
Exactly.
I mean, they really thought it.
Exactly.
And I don't think him leaving will stop all of this, but I think it will decrease it, and it will make it more manageable, and eventually we'll be able to get rid of it.
And as far as the Capitol Police, I mean, I agree with people who point out who say that if these protesters were not predominantly white, the cops would probably have had a harsher response. I think that's probably
Mhm.
true. But aside from that, I don't fault the Capitol Police all that much. I mean, I'm sure they could have done more than they did, and I'm sure they could have been a little stiffer with these guys and a little harsher than they were. But they were, at first, especially when this first started, and they actually breached the doors and got into the Capitol. They had the cops outnumbered for quite a while, and they just kind of surged through. So I don't necessarily blame the security for that. But I do think people pointing out that if this had not been a mob of white guys, it would have been a lot more violent on the part of the cops. I think that's almost definitely
Yeah.
true. I mean, history tells us that that's just the way it would probably have been.
Yes, Zeraxis. I also adore the fact that the cops proved that they can, in fact, not escalate tensions when
Yeah.
they're ordered to do so. Now, if only they did that more often.
Weird. It's almost like, yeah, it's funny, huh?
Yes, and John Burns, I totally agree that the Capitol security and could have prepared for it.
Oh,
And
I agree. I agree with
should have
that
been
too.
more aware and more prepared for it to happen.
I agree with that too. Um,
All right.
yeah.
It's getting on. It's past
Yes.
10 past.
You
So I
have to
need
go.
to get ready to hang out with my family and talk about probably politics, honestly.
What's your book? What book are you reading?
Actually, just an essay, "Shooting an Elephant" by George Orwell. It
Okay,
is.
yeah.
I think it's definitely one of his best essays. A lot of people think it's his best. I don't. I would have to think about that. We'll probably talk about whether or not it's his best essay tonight, but it's very good. Politics in the English language is also really good, but Shooting an Elephant might be better. I don't know.
Wow, that
Don't
sounds
know.
like fun. So, okay, so
Charity
what
links. Charity links.
yes,
Yeah.
don't forget, charity links are in the description of the video. Check those out. Some random geek is kind enough to curate that list for us. It's a link that takes you to a Google Doc with a list of charity links for our friends that need some help. And if you have a few bucks to spare, you could do a lot worse than supporting some of those fundraisers that we have listed there. Also, I will be back on Friday for Ask Away. And then Monday is my next conversation stream, and my guest will be Yvette Dentremont, the Psy Babe. She and I will be hanging out and talking on Monday night. And then next Wednesday, Dana and I will be back
Woohoo!
to be watching Deep Space Nine. We'll be watching Captive Pursuit, the next episode of Deep Space Nine. And also, we have a video. We have a video that we shot this morning that's going up on Monday.
And it's not about Batman this time.
No, it's not about Batman. We're taking a little break from Batman, and we're talking about
Zootopia.
Zootopia and whether or not it is propaganda.
Dun, dun, dun.
Do you
Tomorrow,
want?
I have a video coming up. It's the first. I've finally started. Finally, it's entitled "The Great Confession." At least that's the. I don't know. Maybe I've had it titled that on YouTube. So I've got it scheduled to go up tomorrow. I'm finally reading Pride and Prejudice, and it's like, wait, you teach high school English and you're female and you haven't read Pride and Prejudice? And I'm like, I just kind of never got around to it, and I haven't seen any of the movies either. But like, it's really interesting how much I know about it, just because. I mean, Steve, do you know who Mr. Darcy is?
I know because you have talked about it.
Fair enough. He's editing. Plus, you edited the type
And
video,
I edited the video, so I know a little something about it from that perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and of course, I'm also surrounded by other English teachers. I think all of whom have read it, and so it's been really interesting to actually read it myself for once. And so I'm sharing my thoughts, and I will warn you, the first video is really long, at least for me. Like it's almost an hour, and like for a recorded video, considering that most of my grammar ones are like 5 minutes and 10 minutes. And I'm just like, this one feels kind of long. And then I looked at the time and was like, oh, that's why it felt long. It was like really long.
Because it was long. So that will
long.
be that'll be on your YouTube channel, which some random
Tomorrow.
geek just shared in the chat. And it is also linked
Thank you.
and it's also linked in the description of this video. So everybody should check out Dana's YouTube channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, because she makes awesome videos. And and she has some really, really, really cool ones coming up in the next couple of weeks. Because as she mentioned, I edit them. So but yeah, okay. I think we're done here.
I think so.
I think we're done here.
I think, and you plugged your charity links and
Yes.
you talked about your upcoming stuff.
I did.
Like you do.
And we talked about yours.
Have fun storming the castle.
Empire Jeff, have fun storming the castle.
It
No.
Charles, almost like knocked stuff down. Sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Charles, I would love to have comments from you on that and see what you think about what I think about, because it's just the first 5 chapters so far.
Yeah.
So, and it is kind of, there's some serious elements to it, and at the same time that there's some humorous bits. So we'll see. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves.